I am the Nature Hacker, and this is your world. Today I want to talk about stainless steel, and how stainless steel is basically an amalgam for your food. You know, mercury amalgam is how silver fillings are made, and stainless steel is the analogous to that as far as in cookware. So we've all been told, we've all been taught that stainless steel is inert, and that you know, it's to prevent the rusting of iron. They put in nickel and sometimes chromium and other things. But we didn't really know what that meant and what exactly nickel was capable of. Turns out that nickel is a very dangerous heavy metal. Yeah, it might be said that nickel is even more dangerous than mercury because it invokes more of a immune response. It basically causes negative reactions even worse in the body, it seems like. On my website, naturehackerproducts.com, I wrote an article on this, which I will link in the description below. And you can see, you know, the papers that I reference and a picture of this graph of how many people are sensitive to different metals, and more people are sensitive to nickel than they are to mercury. So this is an incredibly dangerous thing. I mean, especially when we think that 10% of the weight of our stainless steel cookware, 10% of the weight of that is nickel, and that is coming in contact with your food. It's not like the nickel's on the outside or something. The nickel is inside the steel. It's right there, right on the surface with everything else. So I was looking into it, and nickel is actually very, very toxic. Nickel compounds like nickel sulfate, which is just, you know, when an acid comes in contact with a metal, it will form the corresponding compound. Like if it's hydrochloric acid, it'll form nickel chloride. If it's sulfuric acid, it'll form nickel sulfate. If it's phosphoric acid, it'll form nickel phosphate, and these will be in their ionic forms, which are, you know, the most dangerous form for heavy metals, ionic form. And it's, you know, and counter to that, the best, most absorbable form for good minerals is the ionic form. So ionic is the most absorbable, most reactive form that you can get, and any kind of acid dissolved metal is in the ionic form. So iron sulfate has 67 milligrams per kilogram LD50. That means that a mere 67 milligrams, which is like an unperceptible amount, will, per kilogram of body weight, will kill 50% of mammals. That little teeny weeny amount of nickel sulfate will kill people. I mean, like 50 kilograms, 50, it's like less than a quarter of a gram of that would kill half of us. That's insane. I mean, that's probably even worse than mercury. So nickel is incredibly dangerous, and nobody thinks twice. All the health food people are, oh yeah, stainless steel is the best, blah, blah, blah. Stainless steel is actually very horrible, and the only safe alternatives would be, you know, ceramic or glass, not the crystal white clear. You want to get, you know, the amber glass or the slight bluish tint to the glass. If it's super crystal pure clear, then it probably has lead in it, so you want to stay away from that. And another thing is that leaded glass will ring, whereas unleaded glass will kind of thud when you hit it. So that's, I think, pretty much it. You know, nickel's a proven heavy metal, and heavy metals are classified by their effect on the kidneys. If they negatively affect the kidneys, they're heavy metal. Nickel definitely qualifies for that. It's toxic to the kidneys. It causes immune dysfunction. It causes birth defects. It causes infertility, liver problems, kidney problems, obviously, lung problems. So it's a very, very dangerous thing. And as far as it seems, you know, when you look at your pans, it doesn't look like they're rusted or anything. They're not corroded, but that's the reason nickel's added, is so that you won't even notice the metal ions coming off. It's not like it's going to react and form a rust layer or anything. It's not going to do that. It's just going to be the iron and the nickel is just going to slowly but surely, imperceptibly come off of the surface in ionic form, the most dangerous form. So, you know, you could swallow a piece of nickel and it's not going to hurt you that much, but when it's dissolving completely in your food, like it is in stainless steel, especially if you're using any types of acid, and I mean, obviously, you're cooking it, so you're getting it hot, which is making it even easier to dissolve. So, any kind of acid in there is really bad. I mean, anything at all, I would not use it. We also get exposed to nickel in our cooking utensils, obviously our stainless steel cooking utensils. I don't even know how to replace those at this point, but obviously you don't want to be cooking with it. That's the worst. I mean, you have the biggest surface area in a pan, you have the heat, you have the acidity, so that's definitely what to knock out first. Cooking utensils we should look into. I mean, you might say silver, but look at my my other posts on naturehackerproducts.com. Talk about silver is also a very dangerous heavy metal. Doesn't seem to be even nearly as dangerous as nickel though, so stay away from colloidal silver, stay away from stainless steel pans. Let's move to glass, let's move to cast iron. Cast iron just has iron and carbon in it, so it's quite safe. Thanks for watching. I am the Nature Hacker. Do work.